welcome to Medicine for the Soul Yoga. My name is Kat, and this is part 25 of our Journey to Crow Pose series. So we've been working with different transitions, and today we're going to be exploring tripod headstand in preparation for our next few classes where we will be transitioning from crow pose into tripod headstand. If you have any neck injuries, please don't practice this one. You can just maybe miss these ones out and practice the other transitions that we've done before. You can also use a wall for tripod headstand. So if you want to put your mat by a wall, if you know that you're going to be doing that, then you can do that as well. All right, let's get going. We're going to start standing today at the front of the mat. I want you to lift up all 10 toes and place all the 10 toes down on the mat. So we're really feeling into all 4 corners of the feet, feeling very grounded, drawing the shoulder blades down and the palms facing forward. Hug and draw the chin into the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Begin to breathe deeply through the nose, feeling that landing right into the tummy. Closing down the eyes, notice if you feel grounded and centered or if you're feeling a little bit wobbly today. And just trying to find your center point, finding stillness. Breathing deeply through the nose. Good. We'll inhale and open the eyes, reach the hands up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the right hand to our side and gently bend to the right, squeezing the core. So we're going to activate the core. And then inhale, reach up to center, squeezing up. And exhale, we're going to twist to the right and come into cactus arms. Push that right elbow back, look behind you, and push the right hip forward. So we're really feeling that switching up the side core here. Inhale, reach up to center. Exhale, left hand comes to our sides and we gently bend over to the left, squeezing the core. Inhale, reach up. Good, and exhale, gently twisting to the left, push the left hip forward, look behind you. And then inhale, reaching up to center, really good. Exhale, we're going to bend the legs and come into a gentle forward fold, bring the chest onto the thighs, release the head and the neck. Hold on to each elbow with the opposite hand. Gently sway side to side, just releasing out the shoulders, the neck. Big deep breath through the nose. Good. And then we can release the hands. Keeping this forward fold, we can place the hands, interlace them behind the back and lengthen the arms out. Such a great stretch for the arms, the triceps and the shoulders. Let the hands float over the head. Big inhale and exhale, release the hands down, have them on the shins, and then inhale, we'll come up halfway. Take a big breath here, find length. We're going to squeeze the belly button into the spine and bring the hands behind us. Have the legs fairly straight here if you can. Option to stay here or option to intensify a little bit by bringing the arms out in front of you. So we're really switching on the back, the shoulders, the core. You might find you shake a little bit. You can push the hips back almost. So you're kind of leaning back. Weight is in the heels. Squeeze in the core. Good. One more big inhale and exhale. Bend the legs, plant the hands. Really good. We're going to step back to plank. Shifting the shoulders over the wrist, lifting the kneecaps. Big inhale here. Exhale, drop the knees, hips come down too. Exhale, drop the chest down, elbows hug in. Inhale, roll into our back bend. And then exhale, we find downward facing dog and pedal out the heels. Big deep breaths through the nose as we let the hips sway side to side. Good. We'll look forward, step the right foot forward, and then the left. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Option to lift the heels up here as well. And then exhale, bring the heels down, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hand, step the left foot back, step it as far back as you can, right foot back, push out the hands, really rounding off the back of the shoulders. Exhale, bring the knees down, chest and chin comes down. Inhale into our back bend. Exhale into downward facing dog. Really good. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Big deep breaths through the nose. Perfect. So we're going to come into side plank. So we're going to, in downward dog, lift up both the heels and bring both heels to the left. Try to keep everything the same for the moment. And then we're going to peel this right hand up. Option to keep the feet like this, or option to stack the feet on top of each other. I'm really feeling that in the side core here. Lift the hips up. One more big inhale and exhale. Bring the hands down to our normal plank, taking our chaturanga if you can, otherwise use the knees. Flowing through our vinyasa. Exhale back to downward dog. Really good. Pedal out the heels, roll the shoulders. Lift up both heels again. Let both heels come to the right. Bring this left hand up. Option, keep the feet like this, or we can stack the feet. Keep the hips lifting. Fingers are spread. Can look down at the mat or up at that left hand. Gently come back to the center. Good. And this time drop the knees down. Bring the toes up and we'll let the feet sway side to side. Big deep breaths through the nose. Good. We're going to tuck the toes and place them on the mat. Bring the hands slightly into the shoulders. Hands are underneath the shoulders. And we're going to lift up the knees. And we're going to crouch back. So we're crouching back onto the heels. And then we're going to come forward and bring the shoulders over wrists and the knees just hovering an inch above the mat. So exhale back. Find length. Draw the chin into the chest here. And then inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Good. Last time. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Hold here. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Good. Pedal out the heels. Take a few moments here. We'll bring our knees down out wide and the toes together. Sink the hips back to wide leg. Child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Melt the chest. Melt the forehead down. Take a few deep breaths through the nose. Feeling the breath landing in the tummy. Good, and then we'll sit very gently up. So we're going to try a one-legged vinyasa. So if you're struggling with your chaturanga without the knees, then just continue doing it with the knees or trying it without the knees with both legs. If you're feeling okay in your chaturanga and you've got quite a lot of strength that you've built up, then we're going to try a one-legged version. So we're all going to come to downward facing dog. And options, if you're still working towards your chaturanga, then keep both feet on the mat. Otherwise, we can lift the right leg up and come into three-legged downward dog. We're all going to come forward to plank, so whether your foot's lifted or not. So maybe normal plank, maybe one-legged plank. And we can take our chaturanga here with the leg lifted. So we'll bring the chest down and then come into our back bend and bring the foot down. Really good. Now, option here, if you are using one leg, we can tuck the legs and lift up back to three-legged dog with the right leg lifted. And then exhale, bring the leg down. So don't worry if that's too much and you're just working towards chaturanga or using the knees. Carry on doing that. Otherwise, inhale, lift the left leg up, keep the hips level. Exhale, bring yourself forward to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Good. Exhale, tuck the toes of the right foot and come back to three-legged downward dog with the left leg lifted and then place the foot down. Really good. Take a few moments here, pedaling out the heels. Good. And then we're going to walk the feet forward to the middle of the mat, heel toe the toes out, sink the hips down, and just rest for a moment in our wide leg, in our low yogi squat, Focus on the breath. Sink the hips down, bring the palms to the chest, push the knees apart with the elbows. Feel the shoulder blades drawing down the back, chin drawing down as well. And we'll just work a little bit into the wrists. So any wrist movements that feel good for you here. Maybe making nice waves with the hands. We'll go into our crow pose. So lifting up the hips, lifting up the heels, and gently coming into our crow pose, hugging the elbows in and finding your balance. Wherever you are today, maybe bringing the toes together if you can, holding here as long as you can. Option 2, hop back if you would like. Give it a go. Put a cushion under the face if that makes you more comfortable. And inhale back into our upward dog and exhale back to downward facing dog. Good. You really feel it in the arms. Let the hips sway side to side. And then bring yourself down onto the knees. Exhale round the back. Inhale, arch, roll the shoulders, lift the chest. Good. Exhale, rounding the back, draw the chin in. Inhale, arching, roll the shoulders. And then we'll come back to sitting on the heels. So we're going to explore tripod headstand now. If you'd like to come by a wall, then you can put the mat to the side against the wall, and we will be placing the head about a foot away from the wall, and it helps just give you that support and confidence for when you're kicking up. You don't need to kick up either, so if you want to just play around with bringing the weight into the head and keeping the feet both on the ground, then that's absolutely fine as well. Really just listen to your body and where you're at in your practice. So we're going to first of all roll the neck around. So just releasing out the neck, draw the chin down to the chest, and gently roll the forehead side to side. Focus on the breath here. Big deep breath through the nose. Rolling the neck side to side. Good. And then we'll come back to the center, lift the head up. Just release the shoulders a little here. Perfect. Can give the wrist a little shake as well. So, principles of the tripod headstand. It can be quite damaging for the neck if you don't put enough weight into the hands. So you really need to focus on pushing down into the hands, keeping the elbows hugging in chaturanga arms. So it's great practice as well for arm balances. We're going to plant the hands. Use the wall if you need to. So you will come by the wall to be facing the back of the wall so that your hips rest against the wall, or stay on the mat without the wall. Spreading the fingers, we're going to place the forehead in the center, making a triangle with the forehead and the hands. So placing the forehead down and rolling onto the crown of the head, or just slightly before the crown of the head. If you feel right now with your forehead on the mat that it's a little bit painful, if you've got a thin yoga mat or you're practicing on a hard floor, then roll your yoga mat up. Especially in tripod headstand, a little bit more weight is in the head than usual, so it is quite nice to have this extra support. Place the hands down, bring the forehead down, roll the head onto the mat, and then we're going to tuck the toes and lift up the knees, and just notice here whether all of your weight is in the head or if any of the weight is in the arms and if you're pushing into the hands. So we really want to push down into the mat and almost
the hands can be what pushes the knees up. So don't allow too much weight into the head. Use the hands and push into the hands to lift the hips. And you'll notice that relieves a bit of the pressure off the head and off the neck. So we might just want to stay here today. That's absolutely fine. We're on our big toes. Our hips are lifting. We could maybe roll the toes a bit more. Really push into the hands. We should really feel this working the arms. Really feel this working the triceps, all the muscles that we've been working. Protecting the neck by pushing into the hands. Maybe we can walk the toes a bit closer and roll a bit deeper onto the headstand, keeping the hips, kind of getting them over the shoulders really. Option to stay here or option to bend one leg up and maybe bend the other. We can just stay here if you'd like. And then we can come down whenever you feel you need to and just take a little rest, release out the neck. Notice where you're at, how you're feeling. If you think you might need the wall or if you're happy without the wall, there's no pressure to bring the feet up if you don't want to. We're going to come back down and try that again. Pushing into the hands, sitting up with the knees, rolling the hips upwards, really pushing into the hands, hug the elbows in. If you would like to try and come up, we can bend one leg and maybe hop this other leg off. It doesn't need to come that far up. The hips are over the shoulders, but the feet don't have to come all the way up. Maybe bending both legs, really pushing into the hands, remember, engage the core. We'll keep the legs bent for now. Focus on the breath. Keep those knees tucked in and then gently coming down. Really, really good. Slowly roll back on the forehead, sink back the hips onto the heels, bring the fists into a stack and rest the forehead onto the wrists and feel a lengthening of the neck. Maybe bring the elbows out wide so we really give ourselves some nice space to sink the chest down. Maybe just come onto one wrist. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and we're going to gently sit up and roll the shoulders at the top. Really good. We'll unroll the mat. And we'll come to sitting, cross-legged. We'll draw the chin down to the chest. And we'll gently roll the forehead side to side. Just releasing out the neck and just really listen to your body. What does it need right now? Maybe rolling around in circles, maybe stillness. Maybe there's an area that needs a bit more attention and you can just work with that place. And then we'll all meet with our chin drawing down to the chest and place the hands around the back of the head and just release the back of the neck, breathing deeply here. Maybe gently moving side to side. Really good. And then releasing the hands, we'll place the hands over the knees and exhale, lean back, let the knees lift up. Feel that lovely release across the back of the shoulders, gently moving side to side, swaying the head and the neck. As we inhale, pull on the knees and draw the chest up, lift the chin, shoulders come back. Exhale, we'll round and curl the pelvis, draw the chin into the chest. Inhale, we'll draw on the knees, lift the chin up. And exhale, rounding the back, rolling the pelvis. One more time, inhale, arching. Good, and this time we'll lift up the hands. And exhale, forward fold, releasing the hands on the mat and gently swaying side to side. Big, deep breath through the nose. Really good. And gently winding our way slowly back up. Good. And we'll place the hands by the hips and shift ourselves forward. And then we'll just take boat pose to finish. So leaning back, lifting up the feet, palms facing up. Big inhale.
Big exhale. We're going to tuck the legs in, but keep the feet lifted. Squeeze in the legs. Exhale. Keep balance if you can. Don't worry if you fall. Bring yourself back. Inhale, we'll open. Exhale, we'll close and hug the knees in. Keep that balance. Squeeze in the core. Inhale, open. Maybe opening the legs out long this time. Exhale, rounding. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Last time, inhale, open, and then we'll hold onto the back of the legs. Roll, keep the chin into the chest. All the way back, and let the feet come behind the body into plow pose, holding onto the hips. Big deep breaths through the nose. Feel that lovely release across the whole of the back body. And then we'll slowly work our way down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Really good. Placing the feet on the mat with the legs bent. We'll let the left leg cross over the right and both legs fall to the right. Look over the left shoulder. Feel everything releasing here. And then gently using the right elbow to come back up to center, left foot on the mat and cross the right leg over. Let both legs fall to the left and look over the right shoulder. Again, letting everything release here. And then coming back up to the center, really, really good. We'll come to happy baby to just finish off. Draw the ankles down over the knees and gently rock side to side. Good, and then drawing the feet together, lengthening the legs out long. Palms are facing up. Any last movements that you need here, please do them now. And just breathing deeply through the nose. Finding stillness and peace. Feeling every bit of the body relax. And being so proud of yourself on your journey, knowing you're exactly where you need to be. And staying here as long as you need to with that thought. Thank you so much for joining me in a quite challenging class. Thank you.